ever since I was a kid, I always liked to make things myself, to create things, because it's a great way to, if you're not in the position to be buying a lot of things, you can, outsource or insource by, making things yourself. And that's usually what I try to do, because it also helps your mind. It's a good way to start doubting yourself a lot less, because when you see something you've created, you're kind of like, oh, maybe I can do that. It'd be nice to have an art studio, but not all 21-year-olds can just dish out the cash for an art studio. It's not very realistic. It's like, do I want to spend all this money on a place where I can do artwork, or do I just want to do it at my house? And I'm used to doing it at my house. I've been doing it. It's just not realistic. I got other things to worry about, like rent and car insurance. So something like an art studio would just be, something I could have maybe when I'm, a little bit more ahead in my career. But, as for now, I'll just deal with my roommates being annoying around me while I'm trying to do my work. But, I am doing it in a social space, so I do understand that, that comes with doing it in the living room, doing my art in the living room. So, I get used to it, and I don't mind to have them looking over my shoulder every now and then and giving me their feedback on my work. I guess the hardest part for me is trying to get the same color twice. There's so many possibilities. You either gotta take some white and add to it, or you gotta go back to square one and add more of your darker color. It can be hard sometimes to stay consistent with the colors of your paints. But once you get that perfect color, it makes up for it. So I noticed with painting is if you stay in one spot for a while, you'll start to get bored. So I do like to go outside sometimes, maybe to the beach or out in the woods, and just paint scenery, kind of relax a little bit. And once you put yourself in a different environment like that, you think a lot differently. It's less stressful in a sense, because you have nature, you have the fresh air, you have the scenery around you to kind of calm you down. Yeah, it's a good experience. So I'll get my inspiration from a wide variety of places, whether it's, watching TV or going outside, but sometimes I like to smoke a joint, or, smoke a little bit of weed, and, it clears the mind and it makes you think a little bit different. Not in a bad way, but you're just a lot more, you reflect a lot more. You reflect a lot easier. It's easier to, I feel like, critique yourself when you smoke some weed, because you kind of, the world kind of slows down for a second, and it's easier for you to analyze your own work. Everyone doubts themselves, even the best people, the best athletes, the best actors, they constantly doubt themselves. I doubt myself all the time. It's bad, but I do. Before I start something, I'm like, well, maybe I can't do this, or, maybe this isn't realistic for me. But, you go at it with all your all, and it usually comes out good. You know, you have a good product, and then at the end of the day, you're kind of like, oh, well, maybe I can do that. So, you know, don't be afraid to try new things, because, you know, everyone sucks at something when they first start. A good quote is, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. It's very important, you know, like, 'cause anyone is capable of doing anything, I believe.